You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I know this is going to be a very interesting video, and I can't wait to see the responses in the comments section because you will, I'm sure, have some people that are pissing and moaning that I made this video and I hurt their little feelings over the most retarded halftime show ever that's coming into the NFL. Oh my God, he said the R word, the hard R word. Ah, dog. Oh, what the hell's going on? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, resubscribe if you've been unsubscribed by YouTube. One guy told me he's having to resubscribe like every third or fourth video. Anyway, we got a couple of things. We got players that have actually made comments about how they feel about Bad Bunny playing the halftime show, and guess what? We got NFL players that aren't happy about it, that are not happy about it. And we've got the NFL continuing to turn its back on America. And let's just start there. How about that? Got a lot of information coming out about yet more damn international games. Do you realize every time that there's an international game, a fan base loses a home game? I think that's total horseshit. I think it is BS. The NFL announces long-term deal in Madrid, Spain in 2026 and beyond. The NFL will be playing regular season games in Madrid, Spain for years to come. The league announced today that it will return to Bernabeu Stadium, I don't know, home of soccer team Real Madrid in 2026 and for multiple years beyond. The Dolphins and Commanders last played the NFL's first game in Madrid in 2025. Although the NFL has not announced the teams in Madrid, the Bears, Chiefs, and Dolphins have the marketing rights to the city in the international program. Oh, good Lord. Seriously. So, the league also announced it will play 3 games in London, 1 in Melbourne, Australia, 1 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and 1 in Munich, Germany. So, I know I got a lot of Browns fans that watch this channel. Yeah, the Browns have got a game in Paris against the Saints. The Saints lost their home game over this to go to Paris. Okay. It will be the NFL's first game in France, and a sellout of about 80,000 fans is expected. You know, my buddy that is a contributor to all of our channels, he's on our member streams, Mick, is from Ireland. And I know he's told me a few horror stories about trying to get ticket because he goes to a lot of these games. And it can be a bit of a mess going through the ticketing systems to try to get any kind of tickets to these games at all. The NFL's aggressive push at growing internationally shows no signs of slowing down. It goes on to talk about the games I just talked about that were added, the cities, good Lord. So, reaction from the players in a poll was largely split. Though the majority didn't like the selection, cited a lack of familiarity with Bad Bunny's music, or simply preferred a different performer. The majority who didn't like it, interesting, a few respondents did weigh in. Quote, I don't even know who Bad Bunny is. I almost said Blue Bunny, the ice cream. Said an NFC offensive player, quote, I think it should be an American. I think they're trying too hard with this international stuff. Interesting. A different NFC offensive player, quote, I don't like it. I'd prefer anyone who's synonymous with football and football culture. I feel like there's a ton of artists out there who are fans of the game. How about this one? AFC offensive player. Quote, I think there are better examples of character and morality than Bad Bunny. Wow. Wow. Damn. That's look, and look, there are a few players that obviously gave the PC response. Right? This guy just come out and said he was adamant the NFL bring country music back to the Super Bowl. I don't know who Bad Bunny is and never listened to his music, but I saw on the year-end data he's a global leader in music streams. It makes sense to make this a global performance. Good for ratings. Is it? Is it? I mean, I literally when he got announced, do you know how I knew who Bad Bunny was? The only way I knew is because he had been sitting at ringside and got involved at one or two WWE events that they had in Puerto Rico. That's the only, his music, forget about it. I would not have known who this dude is if he wasn't sitting ringside and like interfered with a match or something like that in a WWE, either a Saturday night main event or some shit I was watching, maybe a pay-per-view they had in Puerto Rico or a Monday Night Raw or something. I wouldn't have had a clue who this douchebag was. And yeah, I said that after him running his mouth and saying all those things. It's clear the NFL, they don't give a shit about America anymore at all. I mean, they're trying so hard to go global. And I've talked about this in the past. The NFL's bubble will burst at some point. I understand in the ratings part of this, the NFL was destroying everybody, okay? But there was a time when Major League Baseball, growing up in the 70s and 80s and into the 90s, that Major League Baseball was a television ratings juggernaut. Guess what? It ain't that way anymore. You ain't having 35 million people or 30 million people or whatever tune in for a Major League Baseball game. I mean, what's the World Series drawing? Maybe 12 million, 13 million, 15 million? I don't know. I know it's not nearly what it was, and I'm just talking about Major League Baseball like games of the week back in the day. Sunday night baseball kind of thing. Like I can remember when Major League Baseball, and it's coming back to NBC, but when I was real young, they had Major League Baseball. Them ratings were big. But the point is, the bubble burst on Major League Baseball. And the NFL passed them up. Boxing, too, by the way, was a gargantuan ratings mover. And it got passed up. I think there's a world where eventually college football gets more involved in this discussion. Even though they got the NIL and this and that and the other, but you get my point. One of these, college football could embrace our country, yada, 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 and they're going to get a huge, loyal audience, even more than they've got now. At some point, and there's already a lot of fans, I've seen them, like everybody I know is not watching this halftime show. Everybody I know is turning the TV off in unison during the halftime show. And I can't wait to find out what the ratings on that's going to be. Like, will we get a ratings breakdown of the halftime show? Are we going to get data, or is the NFL going to hide that in the network at all cost? Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.